Sam the eagle blinked. Once, twice, he was lying on something soft and blue. Bluegrass? That was new. Terry? Sam croaked, his throat dry. A grey head popped up, eyes blinking with similar confusion. Sam, where are we? Sam struggled to his feet, his talons sinking into the bizarrely hued grass. I was hoping you'd know. He scanned their surroundings, his sharp eagle eyes searching for something familiar. Anything that made sense. Instead, his gaze landed on a sight so ridiculous it made his feathers ruffle. Is that the White House? Terry, now on his feet, followed his gaze. Her whiskers twitched. Next to the CN Tower? Sam let out an eagle screech that echoed strangely in the silent air. That's impossible, they're miles apart. And what's with the sky? The sky, usually a calming blue, was now a sickly green, casting an eerie glow over the jumbled landscape. Terror clawed at Sam's insides. We need to get out of here, now! He spread his wings, an instinctual urge to escape overwhelming him. Wait! Terry hissed. His eyes narrowed, scanning their surroundings. Where are we going? What is this place? Sam paused, his wings still half open. He hated to admit it, but Terry had a point. He had no idea where to go, and fleeing blindly could be more dangerous. Fine, he conceded, folding his wings reluctantly, but we stick close. Something's not right. They started walking, the only sound the crunch of their paws and talons on the strangely soft blue grass. The landscape around them was surreal, almost dreamlike, with hues of blue and green blending together in an otherworldly fashion. The air was still, almost too still, as if the world itself was holding its breath. Sam's keen eyes noticed something else unusual. Are those people? He squinted, trying to make sense of the shapes in the distance. As they got closer, the figures became clearer, and a sense of unease began to creep in. A group stood frozen mid-stride, their faces locked in expressions of surprise, fear, and confusion. It was as if time had stopped for them in the middle of their daily routines. The scene was eerie, almost like a photograph capturing a moment of panic. A man with an ice cream cone halfway to his mouth, the creamy treat starting to melt but never quite dripping. His eyes were wide open, staring at something unseen, his body rigid and unmoving. A child reaching for a red balloon, the string just out of reach. The balloon itself seemed to defy gravity, hanging in the air as if tethered to an invisible force. The child's face was a mix of joy and confusion, forever captured in that fleeting moment. A woman with her hand outstretched as if hailing a taxi. Her mouth was open, perhaps calling out, but no sound came. Her eyes were fixed on something in the distance, her body language suggesting urgency and desperation. They're like statues, Terry whispered, his voice barely audible. What happened to them? His question hung in the air, unanswered, as the surreal scene continued to unfold before their eyes. The sight sent chills down Sam's spine. He had never seen anything like this before, and the sheer wrongness of it all made his feathers stand on end. It was as if they had stepped into a nightmare. This was wrong, all wrong. The world around them felt off, as if they had crossed into a place where the normal rules of time and space no longer applied. The air was thick with an unsettling energy. He felt a growing sense of dread that he couldn't shake off. Every instinct told him to turn back, to leave this place behind. But something compelled him to stay, to understand what had happened here. The mystery of the frozen people gnawed at him, demanding answers. As they ventured deeper into the bizarre landscape, a new, utterly disgusting smell assaulted their senses. Sam gagged, his eagle nose wrinkling in disgust. What is that stench? Terry coughed, his sensitive nose twitching. It smells like rotten cheese and old socks, and maybe a hint of swamp monster breath. The smell was almost unbearable, a sickening sweetness mixed with something putrid. Sam felt a headache building behind his eyes. Whatever it is, it's getting stronger, he muttered, his voice tight, and I don't think it's good. They turned a corner, the buildings around them a bizarre mix of styles, ancient Greek columns next to modern skyscrapers. The city seemed to be a patchwork quilt of different eras and cultures, stitched together in a way that defied logic. It was as if time itself had unravelled and rewoven its threads into this strange tapestry. Victorian mansions beside log cabins. Then Terry stopped dead in her tracks. "What is it?" Sam asked, fear making his voice sharp. Terry pointed a trembling paw towards a shimmering portal of swirling colours tucked between a Gothic cathedral and a Chinese pagoda. The portal seemed almost alive, its colours shifting and swirling like a living painting. It pulsed with an energy that made the air crackle. "Do you think that's how we got here?" Terry whispered, his voice filled with a mixture of hope and trepidation. The portal seemed to beckon, promising answers and escape in equal measure. Sam took a hesitant step forward, his eyes locked on the mesmerizing display. Could this be their way home? Or was it another trap in this bewildering world? The air around them felt charged with possibilities, each one more daunting than the last. They exchanged a glance, knowing that whatever lay beyond that portal, it was their only chance to find out the truth. Sam stared at the portal, his gut churning. The swirling colours seemed to beckon him, promising an escape from the eerie place they were trapped in. But the uncertainty gnawed at him. What if it was a trap? What if stepping through meant facing something even more terrifying than what they were already dealing with? Was it a way out? Or just another layer of this bizarre nightmare? The light from the portal cast strange shadows on the walls, making the room feel even more surreal. Or a trap leading to something even worse. The hallway behind them was no less inviting, filled with ominous shadows and strange noises that sent chills down Sam's spine. He wasn't sure he wanted to find out. Every step forward felt like a step into the unknown, and the fear of what lay ahead was almost paralyzing. "We can't stay here," Terry said, his voice firm despite the tremor in his whiskers. The determination in her eyes was clear, but Sam could sense the underlying fear. Whatever that smell is, it's getting worse. The air was thick with a pungent odour that made it hard to breathe, and it seemed to be getting stronger by the minute. And those people, something's not right. They moved in a way that was almost mechanical, their eyes vacant and their expressions blank. It was as if they were under some kind of spell. Sam knew she was right, they couldn't stay here, but the thought of stepping through the portal filled him with dread. What if they were walking into a trap? But every instinct in his body screamed at him to fly away, to escape this nightmare. The urge to run was overwhelming, but there was nowhere to go. But where could they go? The landscape around them was desolate and uninviting, with no clear path to safety. It was as if they were trapped in a never-ending maze. He looked at Terry, his green eyes reflecting the swirling colours of the portal. He was his only companion in this strange world, and he couldn't abandon her. They were in this together, whether they liked it or not. The bond between them was unspoken but strong, forged in the fires of their shared ordeal. Trapped in a bizarre world with a smelly mystery and no clear way out, Sam and Terry faced an impossible choice. The weight of the decision pressed down on them, making it hard to think clearly. Stay and face the unknown dangers of this strange place, with its eerie inhabitants and unsettling atmosphere, or risk the portal and whatever lay beyond. The choice was daunting, but they knew they had to make it. Their survival depended on it.